Test, test. That's echoey. That's fucking weird. Okay, hold on. Sorry, I'm trying to like fix things for the people. Yeah. Oh, I lost you. What the fuck just happened? Oh, this is terrible. Can you guys still hear me? What the fuck is going on here? There we go.
Olivia Newton-John. Born in England but raised partially in
There we
Australia,
go. I think I fixed it.
she was a singer and actress. She had five number 1 hits in the Billboard music charts and has numerous songs in the Billboard Top 10. She had two number 1 albums and has won 4 Grammys.
Damn.
In 1978, she starred in the musical film Grease, which became the highest grossing musical film ever at the time. Uh, on the soundtrack, this Who's soundtrack remains one of the world's best-selling albums of all time. Two of the songs she did a duet with John Travolta were "Summer Nights" and "You're the One That I Want," were two major hits, along with your well, th- the single "You're the One That I Want" is was being one of the best-selling singles of all time. She also had another hit from the show or from the film, "Hopelessly Devoted to You." She would continue to make hits with singles like "Physical" and "Oh, I Honestly Love You." She would also continue to star in TV and film roles. She was appointed Officer of the Order of the British Empire in 1979, and in 2020, she became Dame Commander of the Order of the British Empire for services to charity, cancer research, and entertainment. She had battled breast cancer 3 times in her lifetime. Due to the pain she suffered in her back, she was an advocate for the use of medical cannabis. Her daughter, Chloe, owns a cannabis farm in Oregon, and she died due to cancer at the age of 73.
Mm.
Next up, we have Anne Heche. Anne Heche started out playing twins on the daytime soap opera Another World. Uh, she had a notable acting in public life. She would gain popularity in the 90s for roles in Donnie Brasco, Volcano, I Know What You Did Last Summer, Wag
Mm.
the Dog, 6 Days, 7 Nights, and Return to Paradise. She also appeared in a few films such as John Q and some TV shows, including Hung, The Brave, and even voiced, uh, I'm going to mess this up, but Suyin Beifong in the animated series The Legend of
Avatar.
Korra.
Yeah.
She became a subject of widespread media interest while dating comedian Ellen DeGeneres. After her breakup with Ellen, there was her incident in the Fresno area where she walked a mile and a half with just her bra and shorts, showed up to a person's doorstep and said she needed to shower. And then after her shower, she said they should watch a movie. That person then called the sheriff's office. Anne Hesh had told them, quote, she was God and was gonna take everyone up in a spaceship. She later revealed that she had taken ecstasy earlier that day.
Like
On
you do.
several
Yeah.
on several national TV interviews in 2001, Hayes stated that she had created a fantasy world called the Fourth Dimension to make herself feel safe and had an alter ego who was the daughter of God and half sister to Jesus Christ named Celestia. And she had contacts with extraterrestrial life forms, all to help cope with her trauma. She
Damn.
had talked about her trauma in her book, uh, about getting genital herpes as an infant, sexual abuse by her father, 3 of her 5 siblings dying, and her father dying of AIDS in her 2001 memoir, Call Me Crazy. She would seek help and would later marry a cameraman and have a son. They divorced. Then she had another kid after she married James Tupper, an actor, had another kid. On August 5th, she became involved in 2 car crashes in the same incident, crashing into an apartment garage and then into a house. When she crashed into the house, the car caught fire, so did the house, where she was severely burned due to her injuries. She slipped into a coma, and after 6 days, she was declared brain dead and was taken off life support. She was 53.
Did they say anything about potential driving under the influence for that last crash?
So
Or
the
not
LA
yet.
County Sheriff's Department said there were some kind of narcotics in her blood, but they won't release what until after the full toxicology test is out, and they're predicting 2 to 3 weeks.
Okay.
So,
It's kind of interesting how the media is reporting this as somebody that they're not putting it as like a DUI or anything like that, or some person high on drugs, ran into a building and fucking caught on fire. You know, there's really no mystery why.
hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it seems pretty cut and dry to me. That's why I was asking. I was like, but it sounds like there'll be full confirmation of what we all suspect in a couple weeks or so, right?
It's more like we're going to find out what was in her system in a couple weeks, because there's no doubt that
Okay.
there was some kind of narcotics, probably a couple of cocktails. She could have been drinking alcohol on top of her narcotics. We'll find out.
All right.
Next up, we have Bill Russell, 11-time NBA champion, 12-time NBA All-Star, 5-time NBA MVP player with the Boston Celtics. He has the most wins of any NBA player and is tied with Henry Richards of the NFL for the record of the most championships won by an athlete in a North American sports league. So to clarify, a lot of people were freaking out when I was talking to them about this. This is North American sports leagues plural. So in the US, yes, he's the most winning athlete, but in Canada, so is Henry Richards. So they both tied together, so people aren't freaking out. So even though Bill Russell was born in Louisiana, he went to high school in Oakland and attended the University of San Francisco. At USF, he brought the school two consecutive NCAA championships in 1955 and 1956. That same year, he was captain of the U.S. Summer Olympics basketball team. He became the NBA's first black head coach in 1966 with the Boston Celtics, and he moved on to coach the Seattle Supersonics and then the Sacramento Kings.
Hold on one quick sec though. First, not just NBA, but first American professional sports NBA or black head coach as well. Because when he did it, there was no black coaches for football or for baseball or for hockey or anything else.
Well, I'm not there yet because
Okay.
I had a little thing, but since you want to interject, yes, that is true. Moving on, he had an unprecedented NBA career. However, he was also a civil rights activist, and he used basketball as his weapon and shield. While in college, he, along with his other black teammates, would be denied lodging in parts of America, in noted cases, Oklahoma, to where the entire team decided to stay at a dorm instead of a hotel. This continued into his NBA career as the black players of the Celtics team and also the St. Louis Hawks boycotted an exhibition game due to his fellow black teammates being denied service at a restaurant in Lexington, Kentucky. They refused to play and flew back home. Shortly after the assassination of Medgar Evers, Bill Russell called his brother and asked how he can help. His brother said he can open an integrated basketball camp in Mississippi, the Deep South, in 1963. Just a quick caveat, opening in an integrated basketball camp in 1963 was a potential death sentence. So having both black and white players out in the open, they were subject to being killed at this park in Mississippi or in a facility, really.
Wait a minute. I thought that after slavery everything was okay.
Who told
What
you?
are you talking about?
That sounds like something Prouty would
Oh,
do after he's
No,
watching his.
okay.
Um, he did it anyway. Just a few examples of what he had to face back in the 60s and even in the 50s. He also dabbled with acting, performing in a Seattle children's theater show and an episode of Miami Vice. He wrote a provocative autobiography called Second Wind. Bill Russell was awarded the Medal of Freedom by former President Barack Obama in 2011, the nation's highest civilian honor. 2017, the NBA awarded him with its Lifetime Achievement Award. He's also the first black player to be inducted into the NBA Hall of Fame back in 1975. He passed away at the age of 88. All right.
Those wonderful Boston Celtics fans. Sorry, just one last thing. Never forget that they shit in his bed to send a wonderful message to him, and he writes about it in several of in his interviews and some of his books. They broke into his home, destroyed several of his trophies and rings and all of that other stuff. So he was treated like trash, not just in the Deep South, but also for the city that he won 11 championships for.
So, I mean, to be honest, I had to like truncate a lot of what I reported because you can literally spend several podcasts on this man's life. So I had to
Yep.
like edit a bunch of stuff. I didn't want to go too deep into stuff
Yeah.
like
No,
that.
you do.
That would open
Yeah.
more because there's a lot more things that he did as
Yeah.
an
You did a great.
activist and still playing basketball that he did that we could literally spend the rest of this podcast talking about. But I didn't want to go too deep.
Yeah.
What Project is definitely true. There's a lot more instances, both in his book and in interviews that he talked about. There's a lot of historic meetings and stuff that went on, but I'm
Yep.
gonna keep it moving because we got one more. So last but not least, we have Grace Dell Nichols, better known as Nichelle Nichols.
I would say
Uh,
who?
the actor most
I
well known for her role as Lieutenant Noyoda Uhura on the original Star Trek series, an icon and trailblazer. Excuse me. Nichols first worked professionally as a singer and dancer in Chicago at the age of 14. She would eventually work with Duke Ellington and Lionel Hampton bands before coming to Hollywood. She drew the attention of Hugh Hefner for her performance of Hazel Sharp in Oscar Brown's Kicks and Company, a satire play of Playboy magazine. She played Carmen Jones in a Chicago stock performance company in the musical Carmen Jones. Before she was Lieutenant Uhura, she worked with Gene Roddenberry on his 1964 show The Lieutenant. On Star Trek, she broke a major race barrier as one of the first Black women to play a major role on a prime time television. After she considered leaving the show after the first year, she recalled the conversation with Dr. Martin Luther King, which convinced her to stay. He told her, quote, "When we see you, we see ourselves, and we see ourselves as intelligent and beautiful and proud." End quote. She made even more television history in the November 22nd, 1968 Star Trek episode Plato's Stepchildren. The episode is cited as the first example of an interracial kiss on American television.
We kind of
For
jump back to what Martin Luther King said. Like that actually makes sense. That rings true because like if you watch a movie with like for example, I'm trying to do a good Black movie. Like for one example, there was a movie called
Like,
I'm
Three
gonna
Little
get you,
Girls,
sucker.
which what?
I'm gonna
I'm
get you,
gonna
sucker.
No. Positive
I
role
mean,
models.
he got
No,
him.
but like
So
like in Three Little Girls, there's a movie with Idris Elba where he plays a dad who's trying to get custody of his $3 because his wife is like a drug addict and her new boyfriend is a piece of shit. And like that was kind of the first movie I saw where like a Black male was looked at in a positive light of like wanting to be there for their kids. I was like, holy shit, like this is really good. But like that rings true. Like seeing Black people on TV doing positive stuff, like the Cosby Show. That's a perfect example too. Minus Bill Cosby being a fucking rapist. But
yeah,
that's
I was gonna say.
yeah,
but that's
I
true.
mean,
Like seeing positive Black people on TV, it impacts Black people in the community. I mean, I'm just saying.
so this is in the '60s, by the way.
Oh yeah,
The same era as what Bill Russell was going through. Um, has anybody seen Hotel Rwanda? That's another, I think, positive. Even
I
though I
have.
think it's in Africa, not in the U.S.
Yeah.
That's
That was
another.
great.
Yeah, it's a very fucked up, depressing movie. But it also shows a Black man taking charge and being a humanitarian and doing what he can with what he has to help a good cause. So, anyway, moving on. For fans who did not know about Nichelle Nichols and her singing and dancing career, they got a little taste of it in Star Trek V: The Final Frontier, where she shows it off. From 1977 to 2015, Nichols partnered with NASA to help them recruit some of the first women and minority astronauts. Nichols also said her time at NASA as a NASA recruiter. She says, quote, "Science is not a boys' game. It's not a girls' game. It's everyone's game. It's about where we are and where we're going. Space travel benefits us here on Earth, and we ain't stopped yet. There's more exploration to come," end quote. She passed away at the age of 89 peacefully at her home. And that's the end of my RIPs for the last couple weeks. Whew.
That's a lot. I think that might have been your longest yet.
It was. There's a lot of icons there that had passed on. So
The show was
and
damn near 30 minutes.
yeah, for real. Since we were talking about Nichelle Nichols, if you didn't know, we had her on the podcast. We did well. I interviewed her
did,
at we did an S-class interview at Silicon Valley Comic Con. She was here in the Bay Area, and this was probably the most iconic interview ever in my entire life because she's an icon, and of right she is. She was like the sweetest and nicest person to talk to. Like I was super nervous to talk to her, and plus I couldn't. I sat there practicing how to say Aurora, and I kept fucking up. Like I was like, damn, I can't pronounce it right. Just like now. And I told her like I'm gonna butcher this name, and she just told me like, don't worry about it, just go with it. Like she was interviewing her was like talking to like my grandmother. Like I felt like I'd known this lady for like all my life, even though like I've seen her only on TV, but she was so easy and sweet to talk to. But one thing kind of skipped over. So Uhura is actually it's oh god, what is it? It's Swahili for was it heaven or angel?
Oh, shit! I used to know this.
It's
I
oh,
think
it's
it was
freedom. That's what it is.
Angel.
No, it's freedom.
Oh, freedom. Okay.
I'm looking at I'm watching the video right now, and I rewinded to that part. But yeah, it means for freedom. But
Freedom.
yeah, she was so nice to talk to, and then like after we interview her, like I don't know, she was just the sweetest person to interview. But then like after like a couple of months later, like we heard about things with like her family and like trust issues, and like there's some possible like elderly abuse going on. It's like fuck, man, like that's some fucked up shit because I remember at the Silicon Valley Comic Con, like they had her like in her own little tiny booth. But this lady was a fucking icon. She should have had her own like role or whatever. And she made that shit known too. Like before the interview started, she was like, "What am I doing here? Do you know who I am? Like, why am I sitting at this goddamn little dinky table? I'm fucking Lieutenant Horror. I need to be over there with the big names." And she should have been. And I think hopefully they moved her. But yeah, man, like it. Like going back and watching the interview now, like I could still see how nervous I was and how I messed up in little areas here and there, but I don't know. It was still it was still a really memorable moment interviewing somebody, and R.I.P. to her. I know it's been a couple of weeks since we lost her, but yeah, she was a great person overall. But
Yeah, I remember just being in that presence and watching Blue give his interview. There was like a different aura going on there. Like you can tell she kind of like was helping him out, but she made it conversational. She didn't make it like she wasn't diva. She was very sweet and nice. And I was like trying to listen in, but not be in the shot because we had a camera on. And I'm like trying to get close because
We had 2 cameras on.
was it two?
Yeah.
Yeah, I only saw the one because I was closer to the one on the right. So I was like, and then I had at the same con behind us was uh I think Michael Keaton, I think he just showed. It was basically the cast of Back to the Future. They're right behind us and they're facing
So
they're
not
kind of
Michael Keaton.
No, not Michael J. Fox. There's Michael J.
There we
Fox,
go. Okay.
Christopher Lloyd, and I can't
his
remember.
girlfriend, the one who plays the mom, she was there.
Oh yes, she was there.
She's in The Boys
So
too,
they were
isn't
right
she?
behind us. Huh?
Isn't she in The Boys?
She wasn't a boy.
Yeah. She had a bad day at the end, season 1.
Yeah.
No, I
She
don't
should
think
have
it
kept
was
the milk.
Elizabeth Shue. No, it was Leah Thompson, not Elizabeth Shue.
Oh, okay.
So Leah Thompson was there. So they were right behind us. So there was like all these stars. There's more stars behind us. I think Katie Stackhoff was there as well. Um, but it was kind of weird because I was eavesdropping on Blue's interview. But it was just like it just had this aura about it, about peaceful and kindness and just like information exchanges. Because she told some stuff, some stories and stuff that just like she's part of history. And Blue got to sit next to her and got to experience her talk about her experience, and it was a huge thing kind of for me, even though I was there. I didn't get to talk to her, but I had to live vicariously through Blue. She was a huge influence on my mom. My mom, back in those times, she saw like this black woman on TV who was assertive and who was professional, and she was like a principal cast. She wasn't a mammy.
Also, did you?
Did we lose you?
I like how old Ninja has worse internet than I do. I have 2 gigs now. down, but I'm like far away from the house. I'll talk about it in a minute. And he's like totally frozen.
Well, one quick thing I wanted to say, Odin just frozen, is that there's two iconic interviews I've done. Nichelle Nichols was number one. The other one was like after I finished the interview with her, like, dude, like you're my not estrogen, my what is it called?
Testosterone?
Yeah,
That's the
not
opposite of
testosterone.
estrogen.
No, it's the adrenaline.
Adrenaline?
Adrenaline was
Gotcha.
racing.
Okay.
Like, my adrenaline level was so fucking high. And then after I finished the interview, I had to like just go somewhere and just calm down and have a drink. And the second time that happened was when I interviewed the cast of Gifted,
I was
because we
gonna
had
say,
like
yeah.
1 minute per person to interview, and I was like trying to think of questions, and it was just it was crazy. And after that, I went there with Prodigy, and after Prodigy, like, oh, you done, man? I was like, just give me a second, man. I need to fucking like chill, because holy shit, like I had to shotgun that whole entire interview with like 6 different groups of people in like 1 minute, and just throw questions in and have people rush me through, and it was crazy. But Nichelle Nichols definitely was my top interview of all time.
There we go. Now he's back.
And so we can get Janet Jackson and Anita on here, then yeah.
All right.
All
Miss
right.
Jackson, if you're nasty, and I'm fucking nasty, so I'll call him
Mm.
Miss
God
Jackson.
damn.
When I see her, I'm gonna call her Miss Jackson. She'll be like, "Why you call me Miss Jackson?" Because I'm nasty.
Yeah.
Probably gets that all the fucking time.
She probably does. So I should probably think of something different.
All right, Kronos, you wanted to get in here. You fixed all the stuff with the chat and all of that, so
Yeah, I fixed the things. So, yeah, if you're watching the live stream, you look in the background, you're like, are you a hoarder? Like, what the fuck's going on behind you? Like,
Oh,
it's
they're
a
in the
shit
garage?
show. No, yeah, not in the garage anymore. I'm actually in another shed, which is kind of funny. So, I'm not gonna get into too many details, but basically, the past like 2.5 months have been pretty shitty for me and my family. There's like a culmination of things that happened, and we had to figure out like some alternative things. And so we're in another spot in Chula Vista, and we're gonna rent for like a year. And it's funny because like we were trying to buy a house down here, and like literally a week to the day that we signed the lease agreement for this rental property, our fucking house goes into escrow. You know, fuck me, right? I mean, literally on my birthday, yesterday is when they said like they agreed, and then today was when I got the official you're in escrow bullshit. So yeah, the new spot it's big. Well, it's not that big, but it's bigger than our old place. It's got a decent plot of land, and it has like a shed, which is what I'm in right now. It's bigger than the old Infinity base. There's plenty of room in here. It looks kind of small right now because I have like a bunch of boxes and shit. But once I get everything unpacked, I'm gonna get some more storage stuff and put it in here. It's gonna work out just fine for the podcast, and going forward, we're gonna do great. What's kind of cool is that I'm on the border of like Chula Vista, Bonita, and I'm in Chula Vista, but I'm on the border of Bonita and San Diego. And
Are you by Anita Applebaum?
yeah, she got it going on.
She does.
And I was worried about like internet speeds because like Cox Communications is a thing down here, and I don't like using Cox like communications because I used to use them.
Yeah.
Save that clip.
They're
Save
fucking,
that clip.
yeah, they're fucking terrible. And also, yeah, I'm straight, but yeah. But I got lucky because like apparently like this whole street has AT&T fiber up to 5 gigs down. And I'm sorry, 5 gigs both ways, which I was like, because at the old place I had, in Hayward it was 1 gig, down and up, which is fantastic. This place had up to 5. I got 2, but the Wi-Fi is like in the main house, and when Prodigy gets here, he'll see what I mean. But like the shed is not that close to the house, and where the actual box is for the Wi-Fi, it's in like sort of the middle of the house, so it's like really far away. So the fact that I can podcast from here and do my work from here and actually ride the Peloton and all that shit from that far away from the actual Wi-Fi is pretty amazing. But I'm gonna actually do like an actual hardline drop again. I talked to the landlord. It's like, hey, can I do this? I had a couple things that I wanted to do. He's like, yeah, it's cool. So I'll have 2 gigs up and down in here pretty soon. Yeah, I gotta say one thing I want to say just for the public, I guess. I was going through like a serious crisis, like last week, and I had to actually call the fucking 988 number. And I know it's uncomfortable to talk about, But I just want people, like, in general, if you listen to this podcast and if you're going through like some shit and you don't know how to like handle it, there's a number you can call. It's 988. It's a crisis hotline, otherwise known as a suicide hotline. You can call them. They can help you out. They can give you, first of all, get you through like whatever the fuck you're going through, and then give you resources going forward. So don't be fucking embarrassed to call it. You know, don't look down on yourself to get some fucking help, because sometimes you need help. Like, everybody at some point in their life needs some help. So, and it could be as you're an adult. I just turned fucking 43 today. You know, at the time this happened, I was 42, but it's, you know, it was only like last week. So, get the help that you need. Don't be so fucking macho or so closed down that you're not gonna get help that you need. So, I'll leave it at that.
That's good. That's good. Good reminder. Damn, we missed
We're already in. We haven't even talked about no
Yeah,
thing
dude.
yet.
I know. We
I
got
mean,
a
we had
whole
a lot of
bunch.
shit going on. So
There's a whole lot going on. Let's get to some fun stuff, I guess.
yeah, I say we do nothing but fun stuff.
All right,
Since
why
it's
don't you kick?
wait,
Go ahead,
I got a perfect. Since it's Wednesday, we should talk about Wednesday.
dude.
Oh,
Come on,
dude.
man. That's a perfect fucking setup. Come on.
That is a good setup, Blue. Good job. Great segue. Netflix got a new series starring Wednesday Addams of the Addams Family. It's live action. Tim Burton seemed to get his groove back, because this shit looks incredible, at least from the trailer itself. At least, and this is just my opinion. It had all the whole creepy vibes to it. Wednesday is certainly front and center doing, her normal stuff in terms of, I think she dropped some piranhas into a pool to get revenge on some boys that are potentially picking on Pugsley.
I had a bit of an issue with that, just because I feel like the chlorine probably would have killed those fish, but the school could have a saltwater pool, which would have made sense in the
that would have killed them too, because they're
that would have killed them too, because they're freshwater
but
fish.
it's all good, you know.
Yeah.
Unless you trained movie magic.
Yeah.
But yeah, it has that Addams Family vibe, like the old school Raul Julia, early 90s, only updated kind of theme to it. And Wednesday was always one of the best characters.
Real quick, people were talking shit about having Gomez Addams being of Latin descent, and I'm just like, who are you people? Who the fuck are you people?
Yeah.
Like, have you not watched any of the Addams? His name is fucking Gomez.
Yes.
Like, what?
Yes.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah. What do you mean?
Who played him in the original movies? It was
Raul Julia.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about the black and white TV series?
No, I'm talking about the movies. The movie franchise.
Movies with Raul Julia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's Latin descent, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was
It's a fantastic actor.
Not only is he of Latin descent, he was one of the best, to me, Mr. Addams I've ever seen.
Oh yeah.
He knocked it out of the fucking park.
I believe
you can tell that they were fucking on, like, the swag that he had on that movie. Him and Morticia Addams, they were because their chemistry in the movie was really great, but they were just boning, like, their characters, because they love each other. I didn't even brought it up, like, there was like, oh honey, what do you want to do tonight? Oh, let's do that one thing I like that you do, and you're like, oh, they're gonna go have sex. No, she's got him in a fucking torture device, like turning the crank.
I mean, that's just foreplay. I mean,
that is. That's that S&M that Rihanna was singing about.
Yeah. The funniest thing to me that went over a lot of people's heads with the Addams Family, their over affectionate marriage was the whole point. Like, it obviously the opposite is what you were used to, which was seeing couples that really hated each other on a lot of sitcoms and whatnot. And here was this really, really affectionate, gothy couple or whatever, which was an opposite kind of role, like a bizarro version of the nuclear family. So that fucking worked. But yeah, never talk shit about Raul Julia. That dude was a fucking man. And I'm hoping that this guy, what's this actor's name? I always forget his real name.
Luis Guzman.
Yeah.
Awesome.
He's great.
He's awesome. So
yeah, but he's not like, he doesn't look like Raul Julia, or he's not. Hold on, let me make sure I'm talking about the right guy.
Yeah, you are.
He's like a
Yeah.
shorter guy. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So if you look at the original comic, so the original Adams Family, Gomez is a short and portly guy. He's like a chubby dude. So
Okay.
all the other depictions of Gomez, Luis de Guzman is more accurate compared to the other actors before him.
Hmm.
So to me, this is perfect casting, really.
Dude,
Because Luis
wait.
Guzman, he's a comedian, but then they got Morticia as my girl, Catherine Zeta-Jones
Yeah.
as Morticia. Like, holy, I'm watching it just for her. I don't give a fuck. She could be in one episode, and I'm still about it.
Well,
That's all.
also Christina Ricci, who we all know.
Is she in
You,
there?
I believe she isn't. Or am I tripping?
I don't think she's in it.
Oh, let me
She
hold on.
might
Let me
be.
fact check myself.
She might be a producer. I think she might be a producer on the show, but
I'm
I'm not sure if she's in it.
Well, it's. Oh yeah, she's in it.
Is
It
she?
says it on here on Wiki. Has her on here. It says it doesn't say what her role is, but it says to be determined.
Just the fact that she's in it is fucking cool as shit. Because obviously she used to play Wednesday and everything, but and the fact that they're focusing on Wednesday. Usually they focus on
yeah.
and
The whole family.
the whole family, but the the mother and the father the most, with the kids being really close seconds, especially with Wednesday. But the focus on her, I think that's going to work, because did you guys see the animated movies?
Oh no,
Oh,
the recent
I've
one.
seen a little bit of the show. They had like an animated TV show.
The most recent animated movie, and I shit on it a little bit before it came out, but then I watched it. It wasn't actually that bad. It was
really?
decent. It was decent.
The animation looked horrible. It looks like the Transylvania, like that one.
Give it a shot. The story wins you over. Like, it's a family movie. It's pretty decent.
Okay.
But
Well,
yeah,
I was gonna say
I'm all aboard.
that Christina Ricci was at Silicon Valley Comic Con one year, and I was in the audience, and like how they ask questions stuff like that, and there was an image that somebody that was posted of Christina Ricci as Morticia, and I went up to the microphone. I was like, "Hey, how would you feel if somebody wrote a script where we got to see Wednesday as an adult, and we get to see her family?" And she was like, "If somebody gave me that script right now, I would instantly take on that role." And I'm hoping that they'll make a Wednesday movie where she's an adult, because Christina Ricci, she's up there, and she's not up there in age, but she's older now.
She's a grown woman.
I mean, we're older.
Yeah,
so,
like Christina, because it's funny, because when I went up there to ask the question, I was like, "Fuck, was Christina Ricci Wednesday, or am I thinking of somebody else?" Because there's a lot of Hollywood actors that kind of look alike. But yeah, luckily I got the right person, because that would have been super fucking embarrassing. Like, "Oh, hey, would you ever be Wednesday again?" It's like, that wasn't me. That was such and such.
Wait a minute. Hold up. So the Adams Family, there's an animated movie from 2019 where Oscar Isaac was Gomez Adams.
Yeah, he did a good job.
Charlize Theron was Morticia. Finn Wolfhard, aka Mike from Stranger Things, he was Pugsley. Chloe Grace was Wednesday. Snoop Dogg was Cousin It. Like, what the fuck?
It was pretty good. The one who convinced me to give it a try was Dirty Stew.
Oh shit!
All right.
Yeah, and I watched it with my family. It was pretty decent. It's a kid's movie.
30 Stu knows what's up.
Yeah, I totally forgot this came out. There's a sequel.
Yep.
Sequel came out
yeah.
in 2021, 20.
Yeah. Sequel ain't bad either. Fits in the same kind of general genre. But yeah, this one looks on point, and I'm glad to see Tim Burton again being weird and out there and getting the kind of spooky shit down.
Yeah,
So
he doesn't have. He's missing his people though. Johnny Depp and Helena
yeah.
Bonham Carter.
His ex-wife.
yeah, exactly.
He's like, all right, I need some new blood. God damn it! You're gonna be in my next 45 fucking movies.
Those are his go-to. It's like we need a lead actor and a lead female actor co-star.
Yeah.
It's always going to be them.
So the reason why when I asked Christina Ricci the question, like, I always caught her confused with Reese Witherspoon. Like, those two, very fucking similar. Especially they kind of acted in the same kind of universe or circle. Like, they were like always.
No, Christina Ricci was like super dark and.
Yeah, she's way more gothic and doing disturbing stuff. Like, she does this movie called Penelope, where they try to make it all light and fluffy, and like, it's like way past halfway through the movie, you find out she has a deformity. She has a pig nose. for like an actual snout. Yeah, it's just an actual snout in the film. It's fucking hilarious. It's like this weird dark comedy, but it's good though.
Yeah,
She
it's
did a
it's good,
job.
and it's so weird. You get used to her having a pig nose that once she removed it, it's like, oh, what the fuck's wrong with you? Like, she
Yeah,
looks
it's
weird without
weird.
it. It's
Yeah,
it's
she
almost
tried
like in Tropical Thunder when God, the guy who
Tom
played Iron
Cruise.
Man.
Robert Downey.
Oh,
Yeah, Robert Downey Jr. How he played the black man for so fucking well that when he became a white guy again, you're like, oh, what the fuck is wrong with you?
it's wild. Yeah,
But
dude, Penelope
dude,
was a strange movie, but it's good. I recommend it. It's an independent film.
with that family, can't overlook the iconic fucking soundtrack from that movie with MC Hammer.
Yeah.
Yeah, MC Hammer doing fucking the Addams Family fucking intro song. She was fucking great. They do what they want to do. What they want to say. The
That was going through my head too. Those exact
Yeah.
lyrics.
Addams Family.
Shit
yeah.
went hard as fuck. So yeah, dude.
This is gonna be a great fucking series. And I
Yeah,
hope
I'm looking forward to this, especially because of Catherine Zeta. But I do like Wednesday's character because she's hella crazy. I'll never forget when they did the Native American thing when she played Pocahontas and like the camp counter shit, and they end up burning the whole place down. That shit was fucking wild. I couldn't stop laughing. It's so good.
Absolutely. All right. So we got all kind of other shit. Just really quickly before I know we got a whole bunch of other shows and stuff we're excited about. Ezra's still Ezra. And,
That's your boy. That's your boy.
man, I lost count. I lost count
I'm
of the
sorry.
charges.
I misspoke. That's your they. So
Yeah.
there you go. That's your they.
they.
Yeah, that's your they.
They committing crimes and not going to jail.
Mm,
Like what the fuck? Why isn't this dude in jail? Like he should have been in jail. Like he's committed a lot of crimes.
You know why?
Of crimes. And they're not
I can
like
see why.
some of them they're not minor. So
no.
I can say
Yeah.
why. Because he's the fastest man on earth. Outrunning the law.
Yeah. Nothing comedic about the fact that there are literal victims. It seems like maybe
Kids.
even double digits now.
Kids that are
You know,
victims. Actual
kids,
children.
women, random Hawaiians, like fuck everything about Mr. Ezra or Miss what they Ezra,
They.
whatever the fuck you want to call Ezra. This is a true piece of shit, and I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen with this Flash movie, but
I'm so bummed about this shit.
I can tell you right now, the movie's gonna suffer from just the negative publicity that he's gotten. Like,
So
There's
I
already
mean,
announcing it.
yeah,
Yeah.
I could see just the average family, you know, knowing that Ezra's in it, saying, "Oh, you mean the person that abused all these people and kids? No,
Yeah.
thank you." Even if they don't know anything about the Flash or usually like superhero movies, how are you going to take your kid to see someone that abusive and that fucking criminally insane? No way.
I will say he did
You watch
go.
sports.
Yeah, he did go seek help. I guess he got committed.
No.
And
The studio. Probably
yeah,
said-
I'm pretty sure the studio and his agent said you need to do this. You want to bounce back. So he's in he's in a medical center on East Coast. I think Virginia or Vermont or something. So we'll see. I hope he gets the help he needs, but I also see that he committed crimes. So I do hope that some kind of justice comes out of this, not a slap on the wrist. Like, so we'll see.
Throw this motherfucker under the jail. I'm sorry. I'm not into the whole, you know, he went to some rehab. No. Fuck that celebrity bullshit. There's real victims, like Chrono said, children, innocent Hawaiians, women. Nah, he needs to fucking pay. And here's the other thing, too. I would be more sympathetic if it was maybe once. Dude, how many times? We've gotten on this show like 5 times and talked about how Ezra done fucked up again.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You can't sit there and say, "Oh, I was having a mental health crisis for like fucking 9 months." Like, come on, man. Like that's just you being an asshole for 9 fucking months, or probably longer than that. I think it's been going on for a while, and you're running from the cops and shit like that. You know,
Just before COVID.
Yeah, man. It is what it is. So we'll see. Where you want to go now?
Just a quick little thing. So I really like I want the Flash movie to come out just because we get to see Michael Keaton as Batman again, and we get to see like what happened in that universe. That's the only reason why I would watch that movie. like him, like Flash going back into to save his mom because he misses his mom, such like that. I don't really care about that. I just want to see fucking Michael Keaton as Batman again. Like that. That's the reason he's the reason why I like Batman. So like one little quick little fun fact. So if you look behind me, I just noticed this today. So if you look behind me, you see that right there? Like
It's Batman.
No.
there's
I don't
there's
know.
Batman
I can
a window.
They can't see it.
I can see it.
Yeah, okay, I can sort of see it. Yeah.
Yeah, the my monitor probably blocking it, but yeah, I'm super excited just to see Michael Keaton be Batman again, and if it gets canceled, that kind of sucks. I wish they would remake the movie, maybe bring in Grant from the Flash CW show as the
I
Flash.
mean, just CGI
but-
over his face. It's all good.
They can do that, but they still end up having to pay him. I guess he's already paid since they're already got
Yeah.
the movie going.
Yeah. I mean, he
I don't know.
acted, so he definitely got paid.
Supposedly plays more than one character in the
Yeah, he
movie.
plays.
Just like in real life. I mean,
No, I mean, like more than just Barry / Flash, like another character as well.
Yeah, I mean, you seen the
he's
trailer.
gone.
you mean like the character where he's like beating up Hawaiians and fucking with kids and having a cold and shit like that? Yeah, it's this. I think he's
That's
method
why he-
acting.
That's why he goes by they, because there's Theo. There's a bunch of them. But
Yeah.
I would say that his character, like him as the Flash, I never really liked him as the Flash until I saw the director's cut version of Justice League. Then I was like, okay, he's actually doing Flash shit. Before he was like, I'm scared, I'm just gonna hide in the corner. It's like, dude, you're fast as fuck. What's gonna hurt you? Just run there and do your thing. And like him saving the people with the rock fall, that's like the most epic scene of him playing that character. Everything else has been like the way he ran was really weird and this and that, and I don't know. If they reshoot the movie, I'm cool with that. If they release it, I'll probably try to see it, but we'll see.
Such a great. It's sad because it's such a great iconic fucking character. Like, and it's a cool character too. You know what I mean? Like, just fucking fumbled that shit, man. Brought bad actor as a choice, and this person is fucking crazy. So it is what it is. Blue, where you want to go next?
Let's talk about something that Kronos started this podcast with, like way back in the day, telling us that we need to listen to this audiobook because the quality of this audiobook was fucking straight out of the goddamn studio. If you didn't know, Sandman, the DC comic graphic novel, dropped on Netflix a couple of weeks ago, and this shit fucking hits. It's the series is really fucking good. It's Kat Dillon isn't in it,
Yeah,
which is a little weird now.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I want her to be deaf because I just want to see those juicy lips. But overall, like this show is almost, I want to say, page for page, or at least audio to audio with the audiobook. Because I never read the graphic novel. I haven't seen the comics, but like everything I've seen said like it's pretty spot on with the comics. I finished it. Kronos, have you had a chance to watch it all?
No, I started watching with Kay, and I was like, I'm gonna watch this, but if you're not into it, then I'll watch it on my own. And that was like last night, and she wasn't into it. And I had a chance to watch it today, but I watched a little bit of it, and it looked pretty amazing to me. Like what I was imagining for the most part when I was listening to the audiobook. Like it seems legit, and I mean, Neil Gaiman does a really good job of like doing storytelling, and he was directly involved with making the show. So, and people were like talking shit about the show being too woke or whatever, but it's like this is not a guy you can cancel off some shit like that. So, I think the show was pretty well casted, especially Morpheus. He looks like that's who I imagine Morpheus looking like.
Yeah.
So,
like they somehow cast a skinny ass dude who's buff. Like this dude had like no body fat, but he had like his muscle tone was like super defined. I was like, what the hell? I know. Odin, you've finished it, right?
Oh yeah, I finished it.
What'd you think about it? Don't spoil it, but yeah, what'd you think?
I'm not going to spoil it, but I will talk about the first 5 episodes, even though I finished it. This was like to be honest, this was a beautiful, gothic, dark fantasy show that like it kind of felt like a feature length movie watching the first few episodes.
Mhm.
Um, there was there was so much information thrown at you in the first few episodes, but they give it to you in chunks, so it's easy to digest. And you learn about all these crazy concepts. You see these fantastic locales that actually look great. You see weird and fantastic characters. You get their backstory a little bit later. But the thing is, in all honesty, it's a super simple fucking story. The story is super fucking simple. It's very simple. Literally, the dude gets captured, he gets out, and then he needs to go reclaim his shit. It's literally God of War. From like God of War 2 or 3, where you lose all your powers and shit, you got to gain them all back. Same shit. It's just same shit. The only thing is, they give you education about these fantastic, um, I guess they're abstract constructs in the form of corporeal beings, and you learn about them
They're
as you
endless.
go through this journey. And it's just like there's so much given to you, but it's super easy to digest because it's in good chunks. There's a lot of callbacks and Easter eggs in the show. So, and it was weird to me because I was like, hey, wait a minute. I recognize that. Or, hey, this person mentioned something that I get. Like, I get it. There's some visual stuff that you'll see. I know a lot of people that were really into the book. I never really was. Actually, a friend of the podcast, Sapo Supreme, the guy who made our Amazon app, he was trying to get me into this when it came out, and I didn't get it. I was like, "What is this?" And he's like, "Dude, this is great. This is a great story." It's like, I'm like, "Dude, this is literally depression mode. The comic, like, I'm not interested. I didn't like the art. He was trying to tell me Batman was in it. I'm like, dude, this looks like shit. Like, I'm not interested. Why is Batman in this? This isn't a DC comic." Because at the time it's Vertigo, and Vertigo had owned DC bought Vertigo, I think, around the time or just before it released or something. So I didn't get it. Over time, people kept telling me about it, and then it finally dropped. And now, literally everything that was described to me back in the '90s is literally on screen exactly as it was told to me. I'm like, oh, that's actually really good. Neil Gaiman, once again, he's in almost every level of production of the show. He's got David S.
Oh.
Goyer, who's also pretty famous with DC stuff. He's a director, writer. He's written for comics. He's written for movies. He's written for TV. He's done it
Has
all.
there ever porn though? I mean,
You know what? If he did, he probably used a pseudonym. So maybe I'm pretty sure a lot of people did. I'm pretty sure Sylvester Stallone had a
Right. Dig 'em.
stage name back then. So, but
What,
still,
what's
go
kind of
ahead.
cool with Sandman lore is that like it takes like basic. It's almost like it takes like folklore characters and basically bring them into the comic book world. And with like Sandman, like if you did an audiobook, because that's the way I've digested the whole Sandman comic. Um, they do a really good job. Like they take a lot of the elements from the audiobooks and bring them to the show, but like there's some things that was amiss. Like I didn't like the actress that played Lucifer. Like
What?
well, she's supposed to be. Well, she's supposed to be the person. I can't even say she. They are supposed to be androgynous, like
Hmm.
both neither male nor female. And I think that's like something that people maybe forgot if you read the comics or listened to audiobooks. Like the character is not supposed to be like of one gender or the other.
well, like
And
Lucifer.
I know Gwendolyn Christie is like she's not that androgynous, but you know,
I
But
mean, they have
I
to make her, but she's not in the show. She's wearing like fetish gear,
I mean,
like
yeah,
she's
but
in
like
heels and Darkwing. Don't get me wrong, I had no problem with it. I don't
well,
mind Gwendolyn Christie in fetish gear,
I
but
my problem was that I was imagining Lucifer being like fucking sexy, like just you know
mm,
you want me because I'm the fucking devil. Like I'm all your inhibition. I'm what you want. I'm because they always say like Lucifer is like the angel that was like the most attractive and the most like glamorous.
the most attractive in heaven, yes, but
Yeah.
also leaves. So in the show, when Morpheus, aka Dream, when he meets Lucifer, It's obviously not their first meeting,
Oh
but
yeah.
he uses old school, like Old Testament names with Lucifer, names that I forgot about, like super
Yeah.
biblical, old Hebrew names. I was like,
Higher
oh, shit.
too.
Yeah, he brought that up too, and he gives respect to Lucifer because he's in Lucifer's realm, and he's like, well, I'm going to respect you, but he understands that Lucifer's the trickster, the liar, you know, the one that's gonna try to screw him over. And so he's very mindful of that when he goes down there. But I had no problem with Gwendolyn Christie because once again they tried to like downplay how attractive she really is. So they had to make her look kind of like a little androgynous, which is fine. But I had no problem with Morpheus and Lucifer's meeting, their whole interaction. They actually have a duel that blew my mind because I did not expect the duel to go down like the way it went.
I want to
So
say that's the. Oh God, Cronus. Sorry.
yeah,
So
that's as
I
big
mean,
as I can
I
be.
listened to the audiobook, so
no,
Yeah,
no,
but still, I'm
no.
is it the
So in
one
the
with like
audio,
the rhyming or
edit,
whatever?
yeah, when they tell
yeah,
the
Yeah,
like it's what is it like? It's like, oh, I'm a snake in the grass and I'm a field mouse type thing.
yeah.
Like
yeah.
you just saying
It's
something
like a
else.
weird hack.
But wait,
It's better to experience watching it because it's actually really cool. I
yeah,
didn't expect it to go down that way. There's actually a reference to a very popular DC theme, I guess, during the battle. So it's actually
but no.
really
So, and I believe in the in the comic, or not in the comics, in the audiobook, it's not Lucifer that participates in it. Or was it? Is it there's a so basically it's almost
I thought it was like a different demon. It was a
yeah,
demon.
see, that's what, okay,
Yeah,
that's what the other demon is the one that participated in that battle, but in the movie, in the TV series, Lucifer, the person's like, oh, I choose Lucifer. I choose Lucifer
was
to
it the
take
guy
on.
with the teeth for eyes or whatever? I
No, no,
forget.
that guy.
no, that's a different
Dude,
game.
Yeah,
so,
That guy's actually awesome, even though he's an
yeah,
asshole. He's awesome.
dude, that whole hotel scene, like, Cronos, you read, you mean you listen to audiobook?
yeah.
That hotel scene of them like going to this hotel with like all the fucking sorry, spoiler alert, if you didn't read the comics and you listen to audiobooks, there's a scene where they go to a hotel room or hotel that's full with fucking serial killers. It's a fucking
Yeah.
convention, and the name of the convention is fucking
Serial
the
convention.
serial convention. And it's like, oh, I want to go to the serial convention. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
no,
Yeah, like it's not that kind of cereal. It's the
yeah,
cereal with an S, not a C.
Oh,
yeah,
so good though.
You ain't
That's
getting
a,
no fucking cinnamon toast crunch.
yeah,
no.
no, you ain't.
You
That
might
was
end
a
up
good scene too.
being tempted by somebody named Cinnamon.
Yeah, there's actually another episode. It's called 24/7. If you
Oh,
ever worked in customer service,
cafe.
yeah, if you ever worked in a cafe, if you worked at a restaurant, if you worked in retail, this episode, that particular episode will probably make you
Oh,
feel some type of way.
that was one of the other problems I had with the series. Hollywood, please, 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 can you fucking stop trying to do black people hair? Dread, fucking like twists, stuff like that. Don't fucking use a goddamn wig. That shit looks like boo boo garbage. Like, God, just have the person fucking be clean shaven. Just have like a tight
Everybody.
fade. Fucking have the person grow out their hair. Have a fucking beauty person come out and twist her shit up. Stop it. We seen the shit in fucking The Walking Dead. Fucking Dr. Dre was in Walking Dead. His wig shit was fucked up. Fucking
His
the
name's Corey Hawkins.
king of, what's the king of fucking that one with the tiger? His
Oh
shit looked
yeah,
like garbage.
yeah.
But Blue, it's funny because when you said The Walking Dead, I felt like Michonne's wasn't terrible.
It was decent, but then again, she was bald, so because I saw her in fucking in Black Panther. So
So was King Ezekiel, the tiger guy. He's bald.
like I
And real.
say,
Yeah, but that shit looks. I
yeah,
feel like
King
there definitely
uh,
needs to be like a black owned company that makes wigs for black people in Hollywood because they've been fucking it up for fucking decades now. like seriously, like I'm totally with you there. Like I guess for most people it's probably not noticeable, but for like people that are like us, like it's pretty noticeable. Like when you can see like the complete cut and then it's just like it looks like wool.
Yeah,
Not even like not even like African hair. It just literally looks like wool. You know.
It also usually doesn't add anything to the character. Like, okay, this character has locks, but it
Yeah.
looks bad on them. Like, so like sometimes maybe in the Walking Dead post-apocalypse, okay, obviously there's no barbershops, there's no clippers, and you're on the run. Okay, maybe. But sometimes they just put it on an actor, and it's like, you look fucking weird, you know?
I mean, if there's no barbers and all, okay, so you're gonna tell me you can do your own dreadlocks and do your own cornrows and upkeep them in the fucking zombie apocalypse? Like, I'm not buying that shit.
Yeah.
Like one of the problems is that like cornrows, like if when they're freshly done, like you can see like you can see the scalp. Well, with these, it's like you can see fucking hair. It's like, okay, this shit looks fucking horrible.
They're like the
But
thickest
in this
fucking
show,
cornrows. Yeah.
yeah. In this show, like the guy has, does he have? He doesn't have cornrows, but his shit just looks fucked up, and he's like a step under the CEO. So it's like, come on, man, like.
Yeah, he's VP. He's like VP of operations or some shit.
Yeah, and I don't
Did
know.
you see the latest Netflix series at all with the one Redbone girl as the lead on Netflix, the Resident Evil one?
That one.
Oh, no.
Fuck, you just said Resident
Not
Evil.
yet.
You just said the show with the Redbone girl. 100%.
Yeah,
You
I
just said
know.
Resident Evil.
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
I
you
haven't
had
seen
me
Resident
at
Evil.
Redbone. I was like, oh, what are you talking about?
So half her head is like braided for, I don't know, weeks and weeks and weeks, and it's really crisp and whatnot. And you talk about, it doesn't look very believable, especially as it goes on, because she's got all this blood and guts on her and whatnot. It's odd. So I'm with you. It can be off-putting at times, but
Well, especially
it
like
is.
especially when you have daughters and like when they wake up in the morning, like their hair is kind of fucked up. You got to fix it a little bit. You know what I mean? Unless it's in like a really protected style, and even then, like the shit doesn't last forever. So you gotta get some flyaways and shit like that.
Well, if you're running and you got zombie guts on you, it won't last even that long.
No,
But
yeah,
anyway, it's
all good.
it's
I
not.
think they did a really good job in Star Trek Discovery with
Well, yeah, because it's Star Trek. All right, people want to talk about Star Trek being fucking woke. Star Trek has never not been woke. Never, never. All right, they've always been on top of shit, social issues, all that fucking gender, whatever. Like they've been on top of all that shit way before it was fucking popular, and people want to talk shit about the latest one. What do you mean, but?
Yeah.
They did do blackface.
They did. They 100% did with the Vulcans back in the day.
They did a good job though.
They did.
No,
It
with
wasn't
Klingons.
respect.
Klingons not the Vulcans.
And just to be really really clear, woke was an expression in the Black community that literally dates over 100 years ago, and was specifically about, like in Lovecraft Country, where they're talking about all the sundown towns. Literally, it was about Black folks watching out for white racists lynching people. That's what it was about. So this new 2022, 2020 usage in the white community of the word woke all of a sudden now has a completely different meaning. And it just needs to be clearly said.
Well,
actually, W. Kamau Bell did a really good United Shades of America from this season all about it as well. But it's very funny when words get completely distorted from their original meaning and context.
I mean, they and them have different meanings from.
Yeah, language changes over time.
Like
I get
even 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, even they and them. So hold on. First of all, 2 points. Like when it comes to like, the woke movement. And yeah, Prodigy, you're totally right, because I feel like a lot of white people today, like they're like them being woke is like a certificate. Like they reached a pinnacle and that's it. Like they've learned all there is to know about Black people. But it's like, no, you haven't at all. Like most people just they learn certain things and then they think they know everything, which is fucking bullshit. And then second, God damn it, what did you just say, old ninja?
Oh, they and them.
Yeah, the they and them thing. Like I don't think that's necessarily like a new thing, like at all. Like I'm not really convinced anymore. Now that I'm thinking about it, I've been thinking about it for a while now because I just went through like a technical writing class, like a couple weeks ago, and there's a there's a thing now with like technical writing with business acumen and like really learning how to like just give proper pronouns to people. And I was on a call with like mostly white dudes because that's my industry, I guess. And they were having an issue with like understanding like the they, them, blah blah blah, like gender pronouns. Like, all right, man, let me just help you out. Like everybody on the podcast you listen to this right now, let me help you out with like understanding at least on my dumbass aspect of like the they them thing. So when you see a baby and you have no idea what gender they are, what do you call them? Besides it. If you call them
Oh.
it, you're a fucking asshole. You'll just say them or something like that. Like what's their name? Like you won't say what's her name, what's his name. You'll say what's their name, or and if you say like what are they doing, instead of what is him or her doing, something like that. Like it's super easy to think. Just think about him as a fucking baby, even though it's very reductive. But that's the way that I kind of get through like these quote unquote new gender pronouns. But they're not really that new.
That's really fucking clever. Like to look at it that way.
Yeah, it's definitely helped me because I'm just like, because there's been plenty of times where I see somebody that I have no idea what the fucking gender was, and I was hitting like this weird cognitive dissonance in my brain, or I was just like, I don't want to conform with this new bullshit, but it's not really that new. But I also want to show these people like some sort of respect if they want to be called like something different. And so yeah, the baby thing just came to mind because there's been plenty of times where I've seen like kids. I'm just like, I don't know what the fuck they are. See, they are. I just said it. What the fuck they are.
Yeah, you didn't say it because I would have said I don't know what that is. But it's interesting because like with my son, we were at a party recently and these little girls kept calling my son her, like her what she wants to play with this and she wants to. I'm like it's a boy.
He's a boy.
His name's
if you want to be gender specific, he's a boy.
Yeah, he's a boy, but no, I like that. I think that's kind of cool. Like saying the whole day when you're trying to talk about like a child, like a baby. But yeah, Kronos, you bring in some cool fucking like reasoning to this because the other one I want to say that you bring up is the whole like reason why you wanted duvet. Fuck. Bidet. Yeah, goddamn, I've been drinking. Yeah, like the whole story about how like if you have shit in your arm, like you wouldn't wipe that shit off with just a paper towel, right? You wash that with some water or some shit like that. Like, yeah, I like that story.
Can I just quickly say this though? I need everybody to truly just calm down and not act like you're being shot in the head though if you get called the wrong gender.
Yeah.
I'm someone who has a first name that if you're not familiar with it, especially in a work setting, you may confuse just by name with me being female. No big deal. I correct people who don't know me, who write me emails all the fucking time. I'm not fucking wounded. I'm not fucking going all aggro at them.
Hold on, people.
It's not the end of the fucking world.
They don't refer to you as disciple of Future. They just call you Future. And
I mean, it depends on the time. Like obviously, 2022, yes, you have to.
Okay, I was just checking.
But yeah, I'm with you guys. I can't quite get it with the mindset of this being the end of the world offensive, and you verbally lynch somebody or something. I'm sorry, I can't get with that shit. Yes, people make honest mistakes. Yes, some people are assholes and do it on purpose. Fuck them. But at the same time, I just don't believe that another adult using the wrong pronoun, whether by accident or even on purpose, is the most evil and horrific thing you could ever do to a person in the history of the world. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's also like with Bruce Jenner when he changed his name to Caitlyn Jenner, whatever. And people are like, oh, you got to say her new real name and stuff like that. It's like you got to give people time to fucking adjust. Like if I'm used to calling somebody a certain name and they decide to change their name, it's gonna take me a while to say that other name. As long as I understand that the name has been changed, and I'm like, okay, I'm sorry, this is how it's gonna be. I will go on with that. But like, don't make me feel bad, like make me feel like a fucking shitty ass person because I said the wrong name. It's like I'm just used to calling this person this name. Like just just roll with it, man. Like, come on,
Like,
give me time.
I'm glad you both brought that up, and I think that more and more as time goes on, I think that those people that are like that are like in the vast minority. Because I've
Oh, yeah.
never, like, personally had somebody confront me over like misgendering somebody. And me and Prodigy, we both have names that are not in English, and people mispronounce our shit all the time. And
Mhm.
I haven't been misgendered before, like Prodigy has, but I've definitely people fuck up my name on a fucking daily basis. And it's funny because like people that I work with, other folks I work with, they get mad that people mispronounce my name, and I'm just like, dude, I don't give a fuck. Like honestly, like they're acknowledging that I exist. Like let's just fucking keep it rolling. Like I'm not gonna, because it's not. I'm not gonna expect somebody to know my name. That's not. It's not in English. It's not in your native tongue. So I get it. But yeah, I think if somebody was to like get like, super angry that I didn't know exactly like how they would like to be, I guess, addressed without knowing them, then yeah, that's also to me at this point in time in my life, I think that's an extreme.
Yeah.
That
So
I have not personally experienced.
it's funny. So I have a pretty average name. My name's in the Bible. Pretty. It's not, Blue's not my name. Just LFY. I mean,
Yes,
it kind
it
of is.
is.
Is
Why
your
you
name
lying?
is your name Jesus or Jesus? Is it?
So, so there's my name has two different shortened version of it. There's a 3-letter version of it, and I hate being called that. I fucking hate it. It's just being called that is just it's like super. It's super corny to be called that, and it's super like white to be called that. And it's like, oh god, don't call me that. I fucking hate it. And when people call me that, they're like, oh hey, blah blah blah. I'm like, yeah, I
You're
like
like
to be called
burning hell.
Daniel. Like I just said it, fucking or whatever. But yeah, so like yeah, when people call me Dan, I'm like, yeah, Dan is like some old white guy
No,
somewhere else.
dude. I'm trying to like rewind time through like the decades that I've known you, and I've never called you Dan.
Daniel. Yeah. And yeah. So the whole reason why I hate being called Dan, it's because of high school. I had a friend in high school, and he came up to me and was like, "Hey, Dan." I'm like, "The fuck? Why does that sound so fucking weird?" Just Dan, you're the coolest guy I ever know. What the? That sounds so fucking weird. But yeah, just I don't like the name, and so I have like a person in HR. She calls me Dan all the fucking time, and it's like nails on a fucking chalkboard. It's so I fucking hate it. But I get a lot of people, they'll see my name and want to call me that name. They shorten the name. And I would type in my email, and then at the bottom I'm like, just a little FYI, I prefer to be called Danny, not Dan. Or you call me Daniel, or you call me Blue, because Blue is my last name. So I let people know that they have options. They don't just have to call me my first name. They call me my last name, but like, just oh man, just being called Dan and even though like a lot of people say like, oh, Danny is more of a childish name. That's like the name you use when you're a kid. It's like, yeah, but it's just I don't be called Dan. It just sounds so fucking corny and white. So don't call me Dan. So if you see me in public and you call me Dan, you might get boot to the face. Then you probably won't. I'm just fucking joking around. You might get a baseball bat if you're over 240 pounds.
I was gonna say it too.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm just saying.
There you go.
All right. Do y'all want to? Can I talk about it now? Finally, it's been a couple weeks. I've been gone.
Wait, first of all,
Oh, I know what he's going to talk about. Go ahead, speak on it.
one quick little thing. Happy birthday, Cronus.
Thank you. I appreciate it. If y'all didn't see the next level birthday thing back here,
dude, I
There we
thought that
go.
was that little orb thingy from Star Wars or Star Trek, Star Wars, the thing that Luke like practiced
Oh,
on.
the practice spot.
Oh, yeah.
No, the one that
that.
does operations, the one with the little arms and like the drone that like does the operations and like does surgeries and stuff. That's what it really looks like because it's black.
All right. Yeah. So I waited 357 fucking days to get a product, and I finally got
shit!
it. All right. and
What is-
it's as cool as I thought it was going to be. Actually, it exceeded my expectations. So I was like, oh shit! I just broke my fucking mic arm.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
All right, hold on, I gotta like adjust this
It
thing.
dropped.
So bullshit for a second. Let me fix this.
One quick little thing. Let's talk about Cronus' shirt because if you haven't read this comic, Luther Strode is probably the most violent comic of all time. So Cronus is wearing it right now. Cronus, I think Cronus brought this shirt onto the podcast too. So speaking of birthdays, but yeah, if you want to read a comic and if you're colorblind, you don't want to read this because they use so much fucking red in this because there's so much fucking blood and gore in this whole entire fucking comic. But it's great. Now I'm waiting for HBO. Hopefully Netflix even do it because they did it for Sandman. But I'm waiting for somebody to make a TV series of it because that would be epic. Because DC dropped the ball when they tried to do Injustice, the Injustice game, because that animated movie, sucked. They should have did an animated TV show.
They should have,
And-
or like a mini series or something, like a limited series or some shit. They
Well,
fucked it all up.
It really could have worked quite well because I mean they had the Justice League Dark Side War Apocalypse stuff. They could have
Yeah,
done a 2 or 3 parter. You know what I mean? Like they have a whole animated kind of universe that fits pretty well. You just have to do it standalone. You know?
yeah, like they should have just did. I mean, because they try to do like the whole movie rush to DVD, such and such, but they should have really did an animated series. But then this was kind of was it before the pandemic? Because that kind of makes sense because they were just kind of rushing things out to DVD. But if they'd made a series of it on HBO Max,
Yeah.
it would have flourished. Because goddamn, there's so much content in the whole the Injustice universe that would have been just perfect for TV series.
You
Oh,
got it fixed?
Yeah, sorry. I just I got a little too violent. With the mic arm. I did-
Hey, you got the mic, man.
No, this is a new mic arm. This is like a Frameworks mic arm. It's actually really nice. I just didn't have it tightened down enough. So when I moved the mic, it just came off the fucking table. So
You know what it is? Because monoprice, man. You got to keep that monoprice thing going. Because
yeah, honestly, this mic arm is really nice. It's the fucking cable's integrated into the whole thing. You
Oh,
know,
that's
so
cool.
it's super nice, and it's adjustable for the how much tension is when you pull it up and down. It's cool. Anyway, we're not doing a review of this fucking mic arm right now. But what I will talk about is the goddamn Steam Deck. All right, I finally got it. Here it is in all of its fucking glory. This thing is so goddamn cool. All right, this is one of my favorite new products in a good long fucking time. I think this is gonna have repercussions on the gaming industry and the PC industry in general. It's really, don't get me wrong, it's not perfect by any means, but it's really fucking good. One of the cool things about this is that if you're already using Steam, which I use Steam a little bit, you can literally buy this thing, and then if you had anything in Steam, it just goes on there. There's a bunch of, not everything is gonna work on there, but a bunch of shit that you already paid for is gonna work on there, and you don't have to pay for it again.
Nice.
That's awesome.
It's cool. I started playing Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. I bought it a long time ago, and it works on there damn near perfectly. There's a couple crashes that I hit, but I just want to see how a first-person shooter works. So I fucking downloaded it and started playing. And I was like, this shit works as good as when I played it on the PS4. So,
Nice.
and you're getting basically PS4 level graphics on this fucking thing, and it's amazing. It's built for, I want to say adult hands. When I gave it to Kay, she's like, oh, this is built for larger hands. So I'll say it's built for larger hands, not just for adult hands. Because if you're an adult that has smaller hands, then yeah, that doesn't really work. But it's a little heavy. I think I had Prodigy hold it for a second, I think, when I was over at his place. But it fits in your hand really well. So the problem with the Switch, which I don't have in the room right now, is that the Switch in the back is totally flat. But if you look at the Steam Deck, it's not. There's actually grips on it, right? And so when you put it in your hand, you can grip it, and it doesn't feel that heavy because you're holding it in your palm, and so you don't feel all the weight. I can literally lay down in bed and and play with this thing, and it's fine. It doesn't feel heavy. My hands don't get tired. I can play with it in any direction. It's fine. It does get hot at times, but the thing is though is that it doesn't get hot in your hands, so it doesn't fucking matter. Like I had this thing like hot as fuck, in like where the screen is and like where the back is and all shit, but you don't feel it in your hands at all as you're playing it. It's fucking amazing. There's also like these back buttons which are on like the Xbox Pro controller, which I haven't programmed in yet, but you can if you want. It's got like the normal triggers. It's got the the shoulder buttons, the uh, the the thumbsticks are touch sensitive. Like, so like the top of them, they can it knows when you're touching them. And one thing that's cool, which I didn't know until I bought this, but there's already an upgradable, which already existed, thumbsticks for this. All I had to do was
Wow.
like literally solder one fucking wire on, and it fits totally like normally. And basically, what it is, so these ones are like it's like a physical thing that's moving around when you move it. But the upgraded ones are electrostatic, and so the ones when you physically move it around, um, that can lead to controller drift. But the new ones are the ones that are already out. It's electrostatic, so there's no controller drift, and they're way more sensitive. And you can program it to the sensitivity that you want on this fucking thing. So it's amazing. There's two trackpads on here that work really well because when you bring up like the Linux mode, because basically when you get this thing, you get the Steam OS, but then you also get like a Linux part of it. You can switch between the two. And when you go to like the Linux part, like it's really hard to like use like your finger because everything's fucking small as shit. But using the thumb pad and like just clicking down, like it works really, really well. Um,
Uh,
go ahead.
question: how big is it compared to the Switch?
It's bigger than the Switch.
It's bigger than the Switch. Okay.
Yes, by I'm not going to say considerably, but it's by a very noticeable margin. I wish I would have brought one of my Switches in here. I don't think I don't have one in here because I have two, but I don't have any of them in here. But yeah, it's a lot bigger.
Would you say that this if would you say this is better than the PlayStation Vita?
Yes, and so this is better than the Vita and the Switch, and this is basically this is the best handheld I've ever used, like by far. It's not even fucking close. And one of the main reasons why is because first of all, like Steam shit works on here normally. Second of all, if you want to have an emulator, this thing is the fucking perfect emulator for like anything. Like, you can download like basically any emulated game, and it'll I mean, illegally. Or there's even legal ways to do it too. If you want to do it illegally through ROMs, you can do that on here. There's tools for it. It's super easy to look up and figure out how to fucking do it. I haven't gotten to there yet because I've been going through some shit, but that is on my list. And you can put Windows on there if you want to. You can use this as your fucking computer. You can use this bitch as your fucking desktop. Legit
Goddamn.
as your desktop if you wanted to.
Can't you, if you want?
What?
Can't you dock it?
Yes. Well, yes, but so the Steam Dock is not out yet, but JSOX, which is like a third party entity, they make a dock for it, and I like kind of jerry rigged a dock. I don't have it here with me because I ordered a dock off Etsy, and it came with like a tape that you can put like so basically you can use almost any USB-C dock with the Steam Deck. You can even use a fucking dual monitor dock USB-C if you wanted to. You can. And so I got that. I just kind of slapped it on the back of this fucking dock, and it works. And I've docked it on this like jerry rig dock, and I've actually plugged in my PS5 controller into the dock, and it works fucking perfectly, seamlessly with it. Like everything just fucking works.
Shit.
Yeah, and so what's crazy is that I can literally dock it or just plug in my my PS5 controller and play God of War or Spider-Man that's for the PS5, all that shit, and it works seamlessly, and you can adjust shit. Like it works really fucking well. It honestly, for the price, people are saying it was like expensive. It's like the one that I got is basically it's a 512 gig one, and it's basically $700 after taxes and all that shit.
That's a fucking cell phone.
Yeah,
Like,
it's a cell phone. Yeah. And for me, it's well worth it. Like, I've gotten so much more joy out of this thing than I thought I was going to.
Well, but also, I mean, just to point out, and I don't have one yet, but you get the Xbox Live stuff,
Yes, you can.
right?
Yeah.
And then Sony has a strategy of releasing a whole shit ton of their games on PC
Yeah.
that I'm assuming you could play as well.
Yeah.
Like
The,
Spider-Man release, God of War.
Yep, both of those you can play on here. Elden Ring came out. I can play it on. I played it on here. I finally played fucking Elden Ring.
Wow,
It's
look at
actually
that.
better than Bloodborne, as far as I'm concerned.
Look at that. All
Yeah.
right.
But what
You
got
get
me?
oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Say again.
I was gonna say, you get how far have you gotten in there? Have you got like past the Margit or?
Yeah, so not very far, and I'll explain to you why in a second here. It's
Actually-
so it's cool playing first party games on here, but I'm actually enjoying more of the indie games on this thing for some reason.
The games are always fun.
Yeah, and this one is like really highlighting indie games for me. So that's what I'll get into. Hold on. Hold on before I get into the games that I'm playing right now. Let me tell you the things that I would like to improve. Well, some of the things that are cool about this is that it's easy to fucking take apart. I haven't taken this one apart yet, but it's easy to get in there and replace parts. Okay, so that Steam did a really good job. I'm sorry, Valve did a really good job of making it upgradable and like kind of DIY-ish ing this thing. iFixit already has like basically all the components that you need for this: batteries, screens, a bunch of other things. You can upgrade the internal storage for this, a bunch of other shit. One of the things that I would like to see with this is an OLED screen. I think that's kind of I don't want to say it's a downfall, but it's definitely something that I would pay extra for. So I'm waiting for somebody to come out with like the upgraded screen for this. So iFixit already has. So I got the 512 gig one, and it comes with a matte screen, which is a better screen than the other two versions of it.
Yeah.
You can buy for I think it's like $250 or maybe even less than that. What I want to see is somebody actually have the OLED screen for this, because OLED just looks when I look at like a Switch, the Switch OLED next to this, the Switch OLED is like way more vibrant than this screen. It's not a better like
It's like cell phones.
yeah, for if you have an OLED cell phone, yeah. But this can technically do I think higher graphics, but the colors are way more vibrant on an OLED screen. The blacks are blacker, the colors pop way more. They need to have an OLED version. But I also understand that, Valve needed to keep the price down. But I would have paid an extra $200-$300
Wait.
to get an OLED
So
screen.
with the OLED screen, is it blacker than black?
It's blacker
Times
than black
Infinity?
is black times infinity. I'm just saying. So yeah, I mean,
Wait. So a quick little thing with the prices. So you can buy the 64 gig version for $400.
yeah, don't buy that one.
Okay, but it has a eMMC screen, but I don't know drive, but it's 529, 530 for the 250 to 256 gig, and then it's 649 for the 512 gig, which is what Chronos has right now.
Yeah, so this is one thing. So one thing that's actually a little bit this is why I'm getting some disappointments. So I'm used to playing PS5 shit. All right, so where the load screens are basically non-existent or fast as fuck. You're not getting that with the fucking Steam Deck. Okay, you're gonna hit some games have longer load screens like PS4, PS3 era load screens. Like you have legit load screens, and that's annoying to me. But well, also, when you're talking about like the different levels of storage, because it has like a mini XD card in there, and if you put shit on your mini XD card, it basically loads in the same speed as the internal storage. So if you happen to buy one of the lower tiered ones, you're gonna be fine by like just getting a larger XD card and using that as your storage. Like that's fine. And you could also still install a larger capacity internal storage device if you want to. You can do that. So if you want to buy a cheaper one just to save some money and then do like all the DIY shit yourself, you got to reinstall Steam OS. But that's Steam or Valve has put out the Steam OS as a downloadable, and they give you directions on how to like reload your shit. So it's not impossible to do. It's just when you get the 512, you're just getting a better screen, sort of, because it's matte, and the matte screen is nice if you're outside.
How's the battery life?
It's hit or miss. It depends on what you're fucking playing, and so that's another thing that comes into like what games am I playing, and they're not like I think Elden Ring. I might get maybe 3 hours, and that's stretching it. Maybe 3 hours.
Yeah, I think they were advertised for either where. At least on their website, it has anywhere from 2 to 8 hours.
Yeah, it
of
depends on the
gameplay.
game.
That's a big fucking window.
Yeah, because it depends on the games. Because like when you boot up like Elden Ring or some other like when I was playing like Call of Duty, like yeah, the fucking fan was on. It's not super loud, but I mean it's noticeable. And when I move my hands away from like where my hands are supposed to be, you can definitely feel the heat. So you know it's doing some work. Let me talk about some games that I'm playing real quick. So if you happen to get a Steam Deck, actually just in general, there's a game out there called Vampire Survivors. This game is basically fucking heroin, and it's the most ridiculous fucking. If I explain to you this game, you're gonna be like, Kronos, you're fucking full of shit. All right, listen, there's a game out there that's on Steam where there's literally no attack buttons. All you do is move around, and it's fucking heroin. Like literally, you start it's super 8-bit. It's top down, and you have to pick up like items and shit like that. And eventually, I can't even like really. I need to like play the game and show it like as I'm explaining it to like really show like how addictive this game is. This is the most addictive game that I've played in probably 10, 15 fucking years. And there's literally no fucking attack button. All you do is move around, and we have to pick up like weapons, and the weapons are timed, and you have to figure out like the synergy between weapons and defensive shit. At the same time, like hordes of shit are coming at you. And when I say hordes of shit, there's so many things on the fucking screen that if you try to stream it, the stream quality fucks up. Like literally, there's like I've had hundreds of like enemies on the screen at the same time on my Steam Deck, and it's running just fine. But I've watched the same scenes on like some streams, and you'll see like where it's all like pixelated and all fucked up. But that's not how it looks on the actual device. It's like it's really weird. It has to do with like compression algorithms. But yeah, that's Vampire Survivors. If you play PC games at all, or you have a Steam Deck, which basically you have a PC, but get that game. It's like $3 So just get it. It's like crack. So just get it. But then I started playing Vampire Survivors, and I just picked up the Cult of the Lamb, and that is one of the coolest games I've played in a while as well. It's like this cool like rogues-like game that where you have to like have like your own cult of people. You have to like have them worship you and like get all these fucking resources, and then go out and like kill all these fucking mini gods and shit like that as a lamb. It's a lot of fun. I might do like actual reviews for some games on this fucking shit because it's hard to explain some of these things in a short time frame, but it's a lot of fun, and having them in like a handle form. What's up?
Yeah, we have Twitch. We have Twitch. You can do a review on Twitch.
Yeah, but I gotta find my fucking. I gotta find my Elgato thing.
I was gonna say we also had a secondary review. Friend of the podcast, B-Boy. He was like raving about that game, talking about. Yeah, he was like saying like you can have like weird. He said you can turn it into a sex cult. Like literally, you can have them mate with you or something weird, and you can actually sacrifice members.
Oh yeah, I've sacrificed one, at least one. So yeah.
What the hell?
He wanted it. Also, another guy wanted to eat a bowl of shit. So
oh wow.
All right, I'll make you a bowl of shit. Here you go. And then he got sick. So
it's a twisted version of fucking Oregon Trail. Like you gotta do what you gotta do to survive.
He died of dysentery.
But apparently, as a cult leader, it gives you a lot of options. You can recruit and do weird rituals or make up rituals, like all kinds of stuff. But apparently, it's like super addicting.
Yeah.
You know what's really cool about Steam? With Steam, their platform, whatever. especially when it comes to the VR world, because VR world, like you can download a lot of indie games for VR with Steam. But what's really cool is that like, I mean, I haven't hooked my HTC 5 in for the longest fucking time. But like the indie games, like it's just the fact that a lot of them are free, so you
Or
can download and play them and
they're
such with
free
that, and
or
there'll be
super
like,
cheap.
oh yeah, or super cheap, like 99 cents. But then also there'll be like I have if there's a game I like, I put myself on a watch list, and you get like email saying like, oh, there's a Steam sale. This game is now
Yeah.
99 cents, so fucking pay for it now and buy it. And like Steam is a really good platform for at least for gaming. I think for Tomb Raider, I have a copy of Tomb Raider on the PC because when I got my PC, it came with a copy of Tomb Raider, and it
Oh
was through
shit.
Steam.
Hmm.
And like I was able to play Tomb Raider through Steam in VR, which was fucking nuts.
That sounds crazy.
It was really
Like,
nuts. Like yeah,
wait, when you look down, could you see titties or not?
no, you couldn't see titties. Look,
Dang.
I sat down in the woods and sat down and squatted and looked down and there's nothing
No,
there,
no
man.
titties. So
Well,
I keep hearing really none of us have it, but apparently the Epic Store, Steam's like rival, is actually pretty good in itself.
Yeah,
Like
I have it. Yeah. And,
you have it? I
well,
thought you didn't get it.
no. I have Epic Store on my PC. I'm like my laptop, but you can get
Yeah.
it on your Steam Deck as well. There's like
Oh
workarounds
no
for it.
shit.
Same thing with Origin. There's like you can get a whole like basically everything you can think of. You can probably get on your Steam Deck. Even
Okay.
games that they say are not compatible with your Steam Deck, you can use Proton to get it to work. So, like
Awesome.
they're really like embracing like the whole like PC mentality on like just getting shit to work. Even like getting you can get Windows on here. Like you can literally
Yeah.
put Windows on here, and you
I
can
feel
dual
like
boot.
yeah, I heard you. I heard like that was a secret. I'm using air quotes, quote unquote, secret function that you could do. But apparently, everyone's like, dude, you're going to end up using Windows at one point. But yeah, apparently, people were doing that day one. And I've used Origin. I'm not a huge. I've used Origin way back in the day. I've never been a huge fan. I feel like it's super lacking. I mean, they
It
got
is. So is
you know,
Epic, but yeah,
cool stuff.
Steam's
Yeah, but
Steam's kind of the way to go for now.
yeah,
There's
but I
like
feel like Origins got left in the dust, and they're still promoting like a bunch of stuff that like I feel like doesn't matter anymore.
look at
I
look.
did a quick little Google search to see like, oh, can you run a PS5 on the Steam Deck? And there's like 15 videos on how to do that.
I mean,
Wow.
well, you can stream it. So
But look at the influence with Valve though. Back to Steam, like they certainly had Sony, even Xbox, having those fire sales and whatnot. Like a lot of that was trying to emulate those Steam sales, where
Oh yeah.
or get close to it. You know what I mean? So you see, there's certainly a trend fucking setter. All those summer sales, winter sales, fall sales on PlayStation, where they try to notify you of this game is almost fucking free or less than $5.
I mean,
Yeah.
so, to be fair, every single platform they do all those sales literally if not the same fucking day, the same week.
Yeah.
Like almost every time. Like the summer sale, I was actually telling Prodigy about the summer sale. It was literally a day behind. Like the Sony one was a day behind, like Steam and Xbox. Like
Yep.
literally one day behind. I think Epic was like the same week or like the 2 days before. The winter one is usually like Black Friday, but there's also another one in December, like where everyone's already thought they came up big. Like a week and a half later, there's like a quick little winter sale. You can get stuff at like 75% off and whatnot. Actually, Prodigy caught me up on some stuff. He's like, "Hey, did you know this is on here?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And I go and look. Sure enough, it's on like different platforms, both PlayStation and Xbox. Huge fucking sales. So they've been doing this with each other for years now.
For real.
all right, real quick, I want to talk about one last thing about the Steam Deck, and then I'll be fucking done. All right.
Now there's gonna be more. Just next
ahead.
episode.
Yeah.
I'm
next
loving
episode.
I'm loving the Steam Deck because I'm like I've been interested.
I'm
but
about to get
there's gonna
one.
be even more
Well,
items.
I mean, you're not going to get one this year. I mean, if you
Oh,
had
yeah.
ordered
Oh,
it
yeah.
before, you would have,
Yeah.
but now, yeah.
No.
I'm gonna open it out and get it next year for my birthday.
Yeah, well, you
Yeah.
can get it early next year.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, but it's definitely worth it. So I was looking. Old Ninja's like frozen again. Anyway,
Yeah.
so I was looking at like getting like some accessories for the Steam Deck like early on, and I really wanted to get like a protective case, not a protective case, like just protection around it. And I hate to do this because, so I know that there's like a whole bunch of like YouTubers and streamers and all that stuff that talk about dbrand, like they're the second coming of
yeah.
Jesus. All right, but I gotta say, I ordered some shit off of dbrand, and I'll give you a caveat. The thing I ordered is fucking hard to install. All right, I know that because I watched the video, and I had to buy a fucking heat gun to fucking install it. I haven't installed it yet, but I know it's gonna be a pain in the ass. All right, but I gotta say, dbrand, holy fucking shit, you get accolades just for your fucking packaging alone. So like the envelope that this fucking thing came in is like cool as shit. So this is like the envelope they came in. Like, look how fucking cool that is.
Shit,
Like, look how fucking cool that is.
that's pretty fucking sick.
And
That is,
Doesn't-
I do like that. I like that packaging.
yeah, and
that looks you look like you're holding a laptop.
yeah, and this is not a paid segment. All right, the D-Man is not paying me. I've not talked to them at all. I just bought some shit from them because I want to get a carbon fiber like protection around it. But this is like, and when you get like the actual like pieces in, like this is what it looks like. Like they give you like a really cool like
It's already pre-cut.
yeah, like it looks dope. It's gonna be hard to install because this thing is fucking curvy.
Yeah.
the way I like my women. But yeah, it's like it's cool. So and I got some tempered glass screens for it, and it comes in this thing, which is this is the Steam Deck logo, right here. And then when you open it, like it's a magnetic. Like they don't have to do any of this fucking shit. All this shit is fucking extra. All right, they don't have to do any of this shit. But it's cool as fuck just to like see like the care that they put into like just packaging alone. Like this goes a long fucking way. So I can see why, YouTubers and gamers and like they have praises for dbrand. Like I get it now. I'll see how much praise I'll have when I actually install this fucking thing. Because I know that because the Steam Deck, like if you look at it, see all these fucking curves. I gotta fucking get this thing around all these goddamn curves. So that's gonna be a pain.
Get fucking a little fucking bubbles and shit here and there.
Yeah, well that's why I said
It's
you need
basically
a
just
heat
a
gun.
fancy ass final wrap. Yeah.
Oh, and what's really cool is that I got these stickers that go on the touchpads, which is basically this is what it looks like underneath the touchpads. Like that's the actual sensor.
Oh, wow.
Underneath there. Yeah, so that just goes on top.
So wait, so you have to actually take off the touchpad to put that
No,
underneath it?
you put the stickers on top of the touchpads and it looks like what's
Oh,
underneath
what?
it.
And it still fucking work? Oh,
Yeah,
Wow,
it'll
okay.
still work just fine. So I got it because I
That's-
thought it looked cool. So, but yeah, so if you haven't gotten a Steam Deck, if I haven't convinced you yet, then whatever. But I think it's really fucking cool. You can literally use it as your desktop. I can literally stream this podcast on the fucking Steam Deck.
That's good shit, man.
OBS is part of like one of the things you can install on there. So,
I'm fucking sold. I wish they made more.
well, no,
and the
they
more
are
question
now.
that everybody want to ask is, can you watch porn on it?
Of course.
I mean, of course you can.
Yes, you can. I mean, 'cause I can get Firefox in here, so yes. So what's cool? Hold on, I'll pull the actual like the thing. So I'm playing. Hold on,
Yeah,
I gotta go back.
She got the little screen
Oh,
play.
whoops. I fucked up here.
Oh, are you like Elon Musk gonna fucking break it?
No. I was playing a game, and so this is Cult of the Lamb. So let's see this.
Oh yeah.
See, so it's not washed out on the actual screen, but if you just press like if you hold on the power button, actually, hold on. Do I need to? Oh shit, I turned it off. Hold on. I want to save my game real quick, to make sure that I'm not just gonna lose everything. Let's cancel.
Uh-oh.
Hold on. I'm gonna quit to the main screen. Give me a second here.
Well, it's really. I mean, with the way technology is now and how like popular touchscreens and like fucking iPad and Windows OS, like their Surface.
So
Like,
hold on.
I'm not surprised how much can be packed into a handheld device.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, look at your phone. There's a bunch of shit packed
yeah.
in your phone.
So if you just hold down the power button, you go to switch to desktop. and then you literally get like a Linux desktop.
Okay.
Mm.
And then see how everything's like kind of tiny. And so I was like, this is
Yeah,
fucking really
I see.
small. But then like use like a little trackpad on the right, and like that's your mouse. Or you can use your finger, but you know I don't got sausage fingers, but I mean they're too big for this fucking thing. So
Mhm.
It, don't have, it doesn't look like it. Look like that's not a GUI style desktop. It's just
oh no, it's a GUI. Yeah,
GUI. It's
yeah,
hard to tell with the reflection.
yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, the reflection.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see it now.
But yeah, there's like a bunch of other like Linux things in here, and like it's just really cool. It's so fucking nerdy. I'm not like a really great Linux person. I use Linux for work, but it's for like parsing through logs.
It's just
So
yeah.
you know,
Mhm.
I don't really use it for like, you know, fun
The
shit.
run
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now watch, someone will get this, pay this all this money and get this Steam Deck and then use it for work shit. Like literally be sending
You
emails and doing.
You can code on it
You
if
can.
you
I
can
know.
run Linux. Yeah, you can
Yeah.
run. You can run an IDE. I
There you
mean,
go. Good shit, dude. I know we got a ton on the fucking list, but
Yeah.
we're fucking back. But why don't we save some for the next week? Now that we're
for
back
sure.
regular, unless there was something pressing that you wanted to get in there, old ninja.
No, not really. The only
All
thing
right.
pressing I really wanted to talk about was the Sandman. I had to get that out of there.
Dude, I gotta
That
catch up on that one. Y'all sold me.
Yeah.
It's a
Uh,
great
and-
show. Yeah.
To be honest, we only touched upon the first like
Oh
5
yeah.
episodes. Like the
Like-
last 6 is a bit more involved, but it's still just as good.
Yeah.
Like-
I still gotta
Yeah,
watch
I
this
was
Day
like-
Shift. I want to really watch.
Oh,
yeah.
Same
yeah,
here. I gotta watch Day
we-
Shift too.
Yeah, I actually
That
saw
dropped this
Day
week.
Shift. Yeah, it dropped on Friday.
Day
But that-
Shift is just another fucking fun ass movie that
Mm.
Jamie Foxx is being Jamie Foxx, and it's ridiculous, but it's fun. It's all the way fun around. I was talking to old ninja about it yesterday.
So
Dude, with
it's-
Sandman, I was like, yo, if they don't do the restaurant, the diner scene, right, like how I pictured in my head, fuck this whole entire series. They did a really good job of that. I was
dude,
like, holy shit.
That scene
It-
got me. I was like, oh shit.
It wasn't even just like that scene. It was just like they went a little above and beyond, other than the homeboy having a bad fucking wig, but like they did a really good
Oh,
job
yeah.
with that fucking scene.
But to me, it's like it literally starts out as this like wholesome, kind of happy-go-lucky,
Mhm.
and then there's just this great performance by David Thewlis, who comes in and monkey wrench the whole vibe, and it just goes from beautiful and perfect to like super dark, dank, and horrifying at the very end of the fucking episode. It was so
That's how it
fucking
is
crazy.
in the audiobook. Like,
Yeah,
holy
it was
shit.
crazy. It's such a good episode. So good.
And
All right, guys.
there's people fucking.
There's
Yeah,
all
so
kinds
like-
of there's yeah, it's literally like gothic horror. It starts out like it feels like a 50s diner, even though it's set present day, and it literally ends like Hellraiser.
All right,
By the end of the episode, it's Hellraiser.
Sir, Prodigy's tapping out politely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, we
Right.
went deep on the time. We'll
All right.
take.
Yeah, let's wrap it up for this week. We'll get back to Sandman. Trust you me. Next week, and I'll have some more fucking. I'll watch some episodes. All right, let's keep it short and sweet. Blue, what you got populating this week? Goddammit.
So yeah, your boy Blue won't be on a podcast next week. Reason because it's my 5th year anniversary with the Sweetness,
Oh,
which is crazy. Like holy shit, 5 years went by so goddamn fast. Like holy shit.
True.
And we got a kid.
Mm.
That shit went by even faster. Like holy time is going and fast forward, and I'm trying to wait. I'm trying to hit the pause button. Every time I try to hit the pause button, I'm looking for a remote control and I can't fucking find it because fucking little boy Blue's fucking taking it away from me and I can't find it. But it's crazy. Like he's speaking more words. He started to pick up on sign language. So he does
Yeah.
little gestures. Like holy shit, like this is crazy. Last week I did a bunch of training for my role, and I just got certified in a software called Secure, which is like a
Sequel?
really popular. No, Secure. It's a
Seeker?
security app, a security application for monitoring like businesses, like alarm system and stuff like that. So I'm like certified in that now.
Oh, nice.
It's kind of
Now
cool.
oh, good. You can break in. We can do our heist. Oh wait, hold on.
I
We'll
can.
talk later.
Holy shit!
Talk
I
later.
seriously can. Like this tool does so much fucking shit. If somebody have it installed, like I could I can do some crazy shit. But yeah, it's just kind of cool. Like hanging out with like IT guys. It was like shooting shit. A lot of these guys from military background, and just hearing their fucking war stories was crazy. But yeah, other than that, just working on our backyard, trying to get things done. Um, yeah, that's about it. Just making sure this kids stay alive.
It's always important. All right, old ninja, what you got?
I'm actually trying to stay cool up here in the Bay. I know like the rest of the country's like flooding and raining and fucking shit. But here in the Bay, it almost hit triple digits. It's kind of weird. But
And it
I'm
rained
watching.
today.
Yeah, it kind of sprinkled a little bit. She-Hulk is on in like 90 minutes, so I'm probably gonna
Yeah.
watch that before I crash out. um, Trying to catch up on some of these other stuff like that ended like Blue reminded me about Superman and Lois. I'm on the last like 3 or 4
Ah,
episodes.
it's so good.
Yeah, I
Really
didn't
good.
realize that I went super hard on the show and I stopped for some reason. I think I stopped because of Young Justice. But I plan on going back and finishing it. Watching She-Hulk this weekend. I'm probably gonna check out Bullet Train at one point, maybe. But other than that, hand holding Prodigy through Destiny 2. Probably gonna. We didn't stream out the other night. We had a pretty good session. Gonna try to get back on it either Friday or maybe Monday-ish. We'll see. We'll figure out some time, but we'll have some Twitch content later on this weekend. Yeah, it's kind of it. Just catching up on shows and movies. Really, that's it.
Mr. Birthday Boy.
I'm just glad to have a fucking home to live in again. You know, have my own space again. It's good to have the infinity base again. I'm getting used to living in Chula Vista. It's really cool to have my youngest daughter being in a dual language immersion class because she speaks more Spanish than I do at this point. So I'm just like, all right, I have to like use Google Translate to like help her with her homework. Fucking sad. Other than that, I still need to unpack. I need to play Steam Deck more. The more I play the Steam Deck, the less I'll unpack. So you'll see by next week how much I play the Steam Deck. Just saying. So yeah, I'm getting
That's
back
awesome.
to jiu-jitsu. I'm gonna go back. I found a good school that I'm gonna start going to full time. I'm going there tomorrow and actually meeting the instructor. So I've been there for basically 2 or 3 weeks in a row, but the instructor was gone for a while because something happened with him, and so I look forward to meeting him tomorrow. And I was actually like part of like their secret like underground like, hey, just a couple guys are gonna roll on like a certain day.
Cobra
And-
Kai.
Yeah,
We
so
don't
it was like
talk
cool,
about
like
Fight-
just go and roll.
Can't talk about Fight Club.
Yeah, well, sort of, but
You gonna pull Prodigy into it?
not gonna what?
You don't get Prodigy to join?
No, he's not gonna do. I mean, I would love him to come, but he's fucking busy and shit. But I tried to get him and my brother to go. Well, I've talked to you about it, all you guys about jiu-jitsu before.
Mhm.
And the funny thing is, like, my brother, like, I was going to like the secret thing, and like a firefighter came through, and it was somebody that my brother knew for like more than 10 years. Like he's like, oh yeah, he totally knows my brother, and like we were talking and shit like that. It was really cool. But yeah, I understand jiu-jitsu. I would like to say it's for everybody, but it's hard to like convince somebody to like roll around the floor with some sweaty dudes. So, but
Well,
you guys are always invited for me to kick your ass. Just saying.
true. It's funny Kronos. You're not the only person that promotes Brazilian jiu-jitsu, not just jiu-jitsu itself. But everyone keeps talking about it being like the ultimate martial art, and you should get into it because people get their kids into it, then they get into it, so they're trying to get like their friends into it, and I get it. It's great. So we'll see. You never know. I mean, and I've seen what the weirdest thing I've seen elderly people starting to get into it. I'm
Yeah.
just like, what the hell? But they're out there rolling and stuff. They're working out, so it is what it is.
Prodigy needs rest though. So
Dude, yeah.
Yeah, he does. I mean, I've stolen some hours from him to get onto some Destiny. So
take us out
Yeah.
of here on Ninja. Oh wait, no, Prodigy. Is there anything you want?
Yeah, yeah, real quick. I was just gonna quick shout out Dragon Ball Super superhero movie is dropping this week. If you haven't already checked it out, please go on YouTube and check out Street Fighter 6. They got a brand new cool ass character,
Cool.
Kimberly. I think
Yeah.
she's pretty awesome. Black character, female character that has a whole bunch of funky moves. Street Fighter 6 looks like it's going to be really fucking fun. I will check out Sandman because you guys recommended it, and also
Yeah.
Blue was absolutely fucking right. Harley Quinn is
Harley
fucking
Quinn.
incredible, and I'm going to definitely get caught up and all the way into season 3 very soon. Take us out, goddammit.
Sandy.
Real quick, Harley Quinn is only like 4 or 5 episodes in, so it's not that many that you're behind.
Season
once you
3.
get to season 3. Sorry. Really quick, I forgot I told Prodigy I was gonna do this. A big shout out Lubalin. He's a musical artist on all social media. Look him up, Lubalin. He does some really hilarious stuff. He takes internet drama and turns it into music videos. It's super great. It's so good. You just experienced Black and Black times Infinity.
Infinity,
We're
motherfucker.
back up in this bitch. Dankest podcast on the internet. Check us out. Check us out anywhere and everywhere you listen to podcasts with B's and BTI. It's BTH.
Oh,
Plus you're crapped out.
TH.
Real quick
can
before
find
we
us
get out of
on-
here,
Go ahead.
thank you, Prodigy. You know what you did. Thank you.
No problem.
And
No
then
problem.
my brother, if you're listening to this, thanks. Sorry that the way that it ended was fucked up, but it is what it is. So someday we'll be good, but it's not today.
All good. Thank you, guys. I gotta get some rest.
Later, fellas.
Peace.
Fucking Windows has like literally covered up the end podcast button, and it's still there. I can't fucking make it go away.
Dude, you gotta cut out this
Still.
last little bit.
What the fuck? Jesus fucking Christ!